In this episode, I will show you how to properly clean and protect your wheel arches. So let's get into it. Wheel arches. They're probably the dirtiest area on your car, and they will need very thorough cleaning because we will have brake dust accumulating there, tar deposits from the rubber, and road grime, and everything else that you will find on the road will accumulate in your wheel arches. So we will get out our heavy hitters and we will start with APC. I will apply it in dry. So this means when you have a lot of encrusted mud when you start cleaning your wheel arches, of course I would suggest to rinse first and then apply it. In this case I will apply dry to let the product work to its maximum performance. Our APC should be used diluted. In this case we will do it undiluted, which is only advisable on the wheel arches and on engine base. So watch out, don't do it on paintwork, but here we want to get the most of the dirt out with one hit. So let's start and spray in. So meanwhile, while this is working and doing its job, I will get our iron remover and I will start by spraying my caliper. We have a lot of brake dust accumulated here on the bottom. I will not do the brake disc, but start with putting GYEON iron on the caliper, back and front. And let it sit for, let's say, 1 or 2 minutes to let the product do its job. We have several brushes that we can use, and I'm not a fan of using brushes only in wheel arches. So I like to use our GYEON brush, and in a wheel arch you can use this big kind of brush to agitate the APC that we just have sprayed in. Go on the backs, do the suspension. When you have longer suspensions, the only brush that I would use to get into your springs is this one. We let the product do its job. Take a smaller brush, and meanwhile I don't like to touch with the brush the paint, but rather the sides and the metal parts to use or to clean calipers and even wheel arches after you have agitated with the brush. Take an old smoothie or another wash mitt and use it with your hand to have great surface contact area, and where you can push the fibers in and let the product do its work. Take my pressure washer to rinse my smoothie and use it to clean my calipers. It's important to wear gloves. There is a lot of dirt sometimes in these edges. You can agitate it with your smoothie or with your glove and then use your pressure washer to properly rinse it out. So first stage done. As I have said before, we have a lot of contaminants in our wheel arches, so we also have iron deposits. So I've sprayed the caliper and I've cleaned the caliper. Now I'm gonna spray the whole wheel arch with GYEON iron and see how it reacts and loosens up the iron parts. I'll do a second round on the caliper to make sure it's properly clean. We let it sit for 2 minutes and then we rinse. Next step, we have also a lot of tar deposits that are probably building up in your wheel arch. So we get GYEON tar, spray the arch again. And we spray the suspension and let it sit for 1 or 2 minutes. Before we start rinsing, I'm gonna agitate my tar product with my smoothie just to make sure that everything is gone. Ready to rinse. Now that we have removed most of the contaminants in the wheel arch, we are going to do a light protection on the parts that are very difficult to coat. I'm going to use the GYEON wet coat and I will spray on the chassis and on the parts below to give it a good hydrophobic and cleaning protection. I'm going to do a final rinse, then we're going to put the wheel on, we will drive the car back into the studio and I will show you how to properly protect your wheel arches. Ready for the next step. As I told you before, to do a proper clean and a proper protection of your wheel arches, you will have to remove your wheel and you will have to take the car on a lift. So we went inside the GC studio, car is on the lift. We still have some moisture inside our wheel arches, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dry the whole wheel arch and also the fabric parts with my blow dryer. So we dry the wheel arches, it's completely clean, and I will show you. Come inside. I will fully clean, a little bit moisture, but that's not a problem. And I will show you now how to properly protect the arches. Protecting your wheel arches, you have the choice of 2 products. You have the weekly product, which is not that strong, is GYEON Preserve, and you have the stronger product, which is GYEON Trim. So the most durable protection you can give to your plastic wheel arches is GYEON Trim. I like to use the microfiber applicator and I will spread the product on it. This way it's very easy to reach the difficult areas with this applicator without hurting your fingers. So here we go. So all the hard plastics are coated. Come inside, have a look, and not bad for a 60,000 kilometer car. And it's protected and ready to drive through summer and will be far easier to clean. Now that we have protected our wheel arches with GYEON Trim with a very durable protection for your weekly wash, we can use Preserve to maintain it. How to use it? We dilute it 1 to 2 with water. You can spray it in your wheel arch, and a quick tip I can give you, take your blow dryer and blow it in every crevices to have that nice deep shine. So if you like this episode, feel free to comment. If you don't like it, comment as well.